Unsyndicated presents What the Puck with Sean Baligian.
We're already getting on and somebody already has a question. Kool-Aid already has a question for us, but Kool-Aid, you know the routine. First, I have to introduce ourselves. He's Mike. I'm Sean. Hi, Dave. And you know what we have to do at the beginning? Talking wings, big college weekend, and we'll mix in some high school. How's that? Are we both wearing the same hat? Boy, are we
That's what I said.
Wow. And we'll chat some high school. How's that? And I wrote will, not will. Does that make sense? Mike, I'm going to let you take this first because I was just telling you Kool-Aid's question in the chat. I was having a conversation with a former Red Wing yesterday, and I'm not sure if that former Red Wing wants me to mention that I had this conversation with him. But Kool-Aid asked, let's do this hockey thing. Sean, what is the biggest Red Wing weakness? Depth on forward or defense? It's a good question. We can have a few questions about what they miss on the back end, what they miss up front. But I said to somebody last night, I said, where is the guy that is going to bite you? Where is the guy that's going to be the tough guy? And I'm not talking Joey Kosher, and I'm not talking Bob Probert, and I'm not talking Darren McCarty. You know, drop your gloves and fight. It's a different game today. I'm talking about that tough guy who's going to strike the fear of God in you. And I think we all know the answer to that. And he gave me the answer, and he said he isn't there. And Mike, I think it's blatantly obvious when you watch his team.
Yeah, as we came on the air, we were talking about that, and I agreed with you. And to be fair, let's just say if there is somebody there that is that guy that's got that little bit of bite, they haven't shown it, and we're in December. So it's fair to say that it's not there, and it's going to hurt. And we're talking, that's going to have that bite. I don't see too many nibbles on this team. And if they do, Sean, it meets the pattern of this team, which in all facets of the game is just inconsistent.
Obvious when Cider fought on Black Friday. Yeah, no doubt about that. Our buddy Tom in London, goalie, no hit defense. John Gibson did not work. I'm Mike, I'm not even going to say is not working. I'm going to say did not work. I have to wonder aloud, especially the way that Sebastian Cossa is playing. I have to wonder aloud, which I'm going to be honest with you, I think has surprised some. But I have to wonder aloud if at some point in time he's going to say we have to bring Cossa up.
And if not, we have the conversation we've had for the last 3 years, which is why not? Why hasn't it happened? What are we not hearing? What do we not know? Because before you could say, oh, maybe he was struggling. He's working things out down there. He seems to have worked some things out, and he's playing pretty well. And it's not happening up here. So why not?
Yep. No doubt. And Mike, I'm not trying to be a smartass when I say this, because I was saying this in the chat with my buddies from Woodward last night. There's a reason that John Gibson has kind of been going like this and lost a starting job in Anaheim. And it's not just that the starter was better than him. You're simply put, you're watching this guy's play falter in front of your very eyes. And that's been there for quite some time now.
Yeah. And we said it when they signed him. We said they were 5 years too late. I mean, This didn't start this year like, oh, we got unlucky. We got him on the downside. He had been downsliding, Sean. There were talk of his maybe work ethic during games when he was in Anaheim. I mean, I don't know if the guy is even bought in. Let's just say that. He's been on some terrible teams. He might just be done.
Yep. It's interesting. Let me get some more count. Mo will drop the gloves, but needs someone else. Cider has a great plan for his fight until he got hit. The old Mike Tyson quote. I believe that's Austin with Gibson struggles and what the Great Wall of St. Paul is doing. I say we bring up Kosa. All the other rookies are doing great. It's the vets like Kopp and Harmonic that have been suboptimal. It is, and Austin, I hope you understand the context in which I'm saying this. This is what makes it better when you have the young players and the hope that there's a next level. Obviously they aren't where you want to be on December 1st, because we were talking about this the other day. December 1st is, the whole good gauge of what you might be. It doesn't always work out that way. There was the year I remember the Blues went nuts and won a Stanley Cup. The Kings are the one that really stick out to me. Mike, they were stinkers even at Christmas time. Even last December, the Habs were absolutely awful and everything. But more often than not, it seems to be a gauge of where you are going to be. And I think based on that, I think the Red Wings right now are in that same area that a lot of people thought they would be. Okay, once the games even out, because they played a couple more games than this team, a couple more games than that team and everything, they appear to be a team on the outside looking in.
Yeah, they are. And what's really helping them right now, especially in the East, is all that parity. I mean, you're looking at teams that are at the bottom of the East that are going to make the playoffs. So that's going to bump somebody out. So right now, I think I have like 3 teams that are out of the playoffs that will probably be in the playoffs by the end of the year. So it's going to look a lot different. So their mediocre play is doing just enough to be on that edge.
As Tom said, Gibson gives up 5 whole goals nightly. It is amazing. I made the crack this morning, Mike, that the Q line went through his legs. It really is. Can I ask you? I'm glad Jim brought this up. Okay. What are your thoughts on ASP so far? Because there are some people that have projected grandiose things. I know somebody, bless his little heart, that thought that he was going to win the Calder this year. What are your thoughts on ASP?
I think he's a nice player, Sean. I think he looks like a player that has a ton of potential. He's everything that we drafted. He's working things out as a kid right now amongst men. I think he is going to be an NHL defenseman. He's just struggling right now. He has to learn his way.
I agree with that. It is to say that like he shouldn't be here. No, I'm not saying that. I think it's good. This goes back to Austin's point. I'm glad that you're letting guys take their bumps, and we'll find out sooner rather than later, because we're kind of at that point with this team right now. I had to laugh. I'm not going to say that he's going to go into the range of other, great defensemen and everything, but I had to laugh. Who was it? Was it, gosh damn it. Who was it that brought up the Quinn thing? Do you remember who it was where I first thought that, was it, gosh, which guy was it, Mike, that said, "Oh, I think Detroit has to be in the mix with Quinn"? And I, for the life of me, Mike, I don't see Steve Yzerman making a deal like that, especially when you know how much that price tag is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking. It seems to be the hot topic all over, as us old people say, those social medias.
Mm-hmm.
But so when you look at that, I mean, if this is where we're going to go, I'm going to say, I say no until I hear what the haul's going to be. And I want people to realize, all these people that are loving it and saying that, it's at least costing you Lucas Raymond, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the least. And then there's going to be add-ons to that. Lucas Raymond is inconsistent. Yes, we've talked about that. But you lose him off this roster, Sean, I don't know if they score a goal through December. I mean, and guys are playing. And then this is the other thing I want everyone to prepare themselves for. If this happens, I don't want to hear one shock and awe when Lucas Raymond is playing with Pettersson and Boser in Vancouver and lighting it up with 2 points a game. Because this guy is playing with Finney and frickin' Larkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the only guy worth a shit that he's ever played with would be DeBrincat.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's never even had it. And this guy's over a point a game. And you want to lose him to get Quinn frickin' Hughes. With great player. That's awesome. You're going to get worse, in my opinion, if you make that trade.
No, I cannot. That does not seem to be. Steve is not one that will go away from making that big bold move, but the big bold move has to present itself to him. You know what I mean? And you saw that when he was in Tampa, but he made some moves that kind of moved some eyebrows, but it was circumstantial stuff. I cannot see them in any way, shape, or form putting up the type of package that would bring a guy like Quinn Hughes here. I mean, you are talking about one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. And as far as I'm concerned, Mike, I said this 7 years ago, I think Quinn Hughes is kind of the poster child of the new NHL now, that you need that guy on your blue line. Yeah, I mean, you do. And you see so many teams kind of get that guy on the blue line. And, I mean, I was lucky enough to see him up close and personal, working with the NTDP, but this is the way the league is now. You need a guy like that. And the package that they would have to put together is not to Steve's liking. No way, no how, no way.
Yeah. I mean, it's, as you were saying, the NHL, I mean, me and you watch a lot of all kinds of hockey. Hockey's going that way. It's really starting from the back end, and you need that guy that can skate and move the puck and start your offense. You see it all over. I mean, even in the youth game, they're pushing that on the kids. And another part of this is Yzerman would make this if he thought he could fleece him. You're not fleecing someone for Quinn Hughes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other part of it that you're going to have to watch.
Like Mark Bergevin?
You're right. You're going to have to watch Raymond light it up in Vancouver while Quinn Hughes signs for an actual Stanley Cup contender when he's a free agent, because you're going to lose him too.
The Avalanche wanted Makar a year before he arrived. He told them he just wasn't big or strong enough yet. You know what's interesting about that, though, Jim? Okay, here I go, old guy again. Back in our day, that was important. And you know what? Today, I'm seeing these guys come in, and how many times, I can't tell you how many times I heard somebody say, he's too slight. He's too slight. He's too slight. Mike, it's just not as important today. It just isn't. It's not as important. The premium is not, forget about in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm even talking 10 years ago. It's just not that important. We are seeing, have you guys ever seen Lane Hudson? He's a pile of bones. He's just a skinny kid. There's no other way to say it. And then trust me when I say this, Quinn isn't the biggest kid on earth either. It's all right. Can you move the puck? Are you elusive? Can you avoid that big hit? Okay, let's go. That's the way it goes, you know?
And the key word you used is kid. They're kids when we're talking about it. So, Sean, you've seen this plenty of times. These young kids that would go into the OHL and they would make them young men. Then they get to the NHL and they become men. They get bigger, they get stronger. So that's part of the job of the NHL team, is to get these guys bigger and stronger. And the main reason is so that they can take the hits and they don't get hurt.
I love what Sandis Ozolinsh would thrive in this era. Oh, I loved watching Sandis. I really did. I love watching. I love watching him. JMO St. Schuster. They're just going to give him to us because Stevie is Stevie. He already got fleeced when he drafted Zadina instead of him. I still can't believe they did that. I still can't believe they did that. Hold on. We got a lot of ones in here. There's another one that I wanted that caught my eye, Mike. I'm sorry. Rasmus Anderson is a call Steve should make. The Flames are a dumpster fire. Even the Saddle Dome is collapsing. I would like that a lot. A veteran defender. What is he, about 6'1"? He's a pretty big boy, 220. I off the top of my head, you guys can fact check me. Is that the type of guy that would make you go ooh and ah? But I think that's a stabilizing player, because I'll tell you this much, Mike. When I watch the Habs, do you know what's missing right now? They've got talent coming out of everywhere. Okay, they're missing like a veteran, stable presence there. And I know Brendan Gallagher is there, but when you take a look at some of the guys, in particular, I think on the blue line with Savard, when you think about some of the guys that retired from them and everything, I really do think that there's like a that there's a steadying veteran presence that's kind of being missed there right now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's that guy that's been there, done that. He's been around. You would like guys that have some cup experience, like a Ryan O'Reilly or someone like that's been a captain, that has been around that could take those young kids, take our Habs a little bit further in the playoffs this year.
Here we go. You're doing it again. Is Kane past his prime? Kyle, I watched him have a couple assists the other night. You know what I would say about Patrick Kane right now, and Mike, you tell me if you agree or disagree. He's a one-trick pony. That's it. He's a one. He still has the flair. He's still going to get you some points. He's but a one-trick pony at this point in time in his career. He's going to get you some points, but is that the type of guy? Hell, this goes back to what we said at the beginning of the show. Is this the type of roster that you want to go to war with come playoff time? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
no way, no how.
I agree with you on that one. The guy's not past his prime only because he can still play. You can put him on the ice. He's going to get points. He's going to look good. But how far is that going to get you in the playoffs?
Yep.
He doesn't play a playoff game anymore. So he's past that prime maybe.
Hey, can I say this though? And I get this. I think a lot of Wings fans, and you guys can tell me if you disagree with this. I think a lot of Wings fans are saying, "Can we just get one? Can we get in? We would like to get in. We would like to do like what Montreal did last year, even if it's because you always think, Mike. Again, everybody thinks it's linear. Well, if we do it this year, well, the next year will be the next step. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, especially when you have so much youth in the system and everything. But I think a lot of guys are saying, yeah, you know what? It would be nice to get in.
Yeah, if that's what you want. I mean, you do have to get in. You have to learn, Sean. You have to learn to make the playoffs. You have to learn to play in the playoffs. So that would get you something. It would get you those learning moments. But you're going to get thumped. Just accept it now, right?
Right. No doubt about it. Mike, I got to do some reads. How's that cold of yours, by the way, dude? You sound like you're still congested from hell.
I am congested beyond belief. I didn't know one human being could hold so much phlegm in their body. I'm not miserable,
I'm not laughing at you, pal.
Oh, I'm laughing at me. Trust me, Sean. We did the show on Monday, right? And I was like, I kind of don't feel that good. I got a runny nose. By the time I got home, I haven't got out of bed. Like stay away from the flu. It's no joke, man. It's kicking my butt. But with meds, I'm getting better.
Let me get to some other comments. But first, All About Catering LLC, full service caterer, graduations, weddings, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need catering for from 25 to 4,000 people. All About Catering can and will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is Rick and his staff's number one goal. So do not sweat your next big event. You got a holiday function? Call Rick. All About Catering LLC.com. Check out their menus or give them a call. 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Hudson reminds me of Paul Coffey. Can I say this, Mike? I always felt when we were younger that people talking about the deficiencies defensively of Paul Coffey, I thought too much was made of that. I really did. I thought, look, was anybody going to confuse him with a defensive defenseman? Was anybody going to confuse him with, I don't know, Larry Robinson? Okay, using my favorite player. No, but I think Paul's ability in that era to be the first one up and one of the first one back, and to disrupt, especially the odd man rush going the other way with his speed getting back in the play. I always felt that too much was made of his defensive liabilities. Just one man's opinion.
Yes, and that gets into a couple things, and one of them is if you're putting up points offensively, you get a little bit of relief from your defensive responsibilities. That's put on the coaching and a team system around that. You know, when you're on the ice with Paul Coffey, you've got a forward back. On top of that, that guy could skate like Elaine Hudson can skate, and they get back into the play. So they're not in a traditional defensive spot, but they're getting back in a defensive system within that zone to as the play goes along. Lost my thought there. Sorry. But I agree with you 100%.
That's why Florida is going to win 3 more because they're tough and skilled. I'm not Mike. We've talked about this for 2 years. I don't care what happens in the regular season. Give me that roster in the playoffs. I'm not even saying that they're going to win the Stanley Cup again this year, because we'll get to your team, that your former lover. You've moved on, but your former lover, I want to get to them in a second, because I watched them the other night and they're just sick. But I guess you could say Florida's been my lover the last few years. I keep taking them, and give me that roster come playoff time. That's the roster you go to war with.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, there's nothing more to say. Skill and toughness. That's all we ask for.
Yep, no doubt about it. I like what you said. Why do defensemen even exist in the modern NHL? 5 forwards, go. Okay, you know. Right. Goaltending, Mark. I know you would do that. Montem blows. I'm so tired of it. So very tired of it. So extremely tired of it. I'd like to see if the Sabres would trade Byram. He would be a good fit. I'm going to say it again. I cannot. There's got to be something in the water there. There's been so much talent there, Mike, for them to be just so bad every year. Like, what is it? I don't get it.
The only thing that keeps coming to my head, Sean, is and you can correct me on this, have we seen a coach leave Buffalo and go on to success somewhere else?
That's a good point.
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, because the talent is there. The players seem to go to other places and start lighting it up. I mean,
dude, I don't get it. I just don't. Kane would be best on the third line in PP1 in a perfect world. I think that's perfect usage for him at this point in his career. You're just there are liabilities there. The big worry on Byram is he has concussion. Habs are tied at 0. Hockey talk, yes. Watching Habs Jets. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, Mike, I'm kind of being disrespectful. I'm wearing a Jets hat right now. Not a Winnipeg Jets hat. It's a Jeffers Jets hat. But I am wearing this. Do the Canadians automatically take the players with the thin, wiry mustache? How did Marchand elude them? Will we get Olympic hockey? You guys know it's really hard to get a regulation size rink built in 7 years. That's great. Is Vito from The Sopranos running this show over there? Poor Finn. Why do you have to bring up Vito? Austin, you're killing me. Poor Finn. I'm going to say it again. I was talking to Jim in the thread about this. Mike, you and I have been on this. I think it's a crying shame that Russia's not there. Just an absolute crying shame that Russia's not there. But it's still Olympic hockey. I'm still excited. We'll still be over here most days watching the games together and grilling things together. Mike, it may as well be the Stanley Cup playoffs for us, because that's the way I am. There's just something different when those guys put on the home country uniform. There's no other way to say it. There's just something different.
Yeah, and we say it all the time. We think it's some of the best hockey when you have the best on the best, and you have your country across your chest. There's something about it. Me and you happen to love it, and I love our barbecue even more when we're doing it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wings still have Holland era players left on this team. They do. To say that Ken Holland left a mess would be a gross understatement. To say that Steve Yzerman hasn't helped himself out, especially in free agent signings, would also be a correct statement. I hope everybody realizes that, okay? I think what he's done the last few seasons in the summertime has been, what's the right word that I could use for this? How about a dumpster fire? Can I use that?
Yeah, you can use that.
It's been a dumpster fire. I mean, almost across the board, the off-season sightings, Mike. Mike, I'm not going to put you in misery because I know you want to get back to bed in a second. Before you get back to bed in a second, we do have to talk about the Avalanche, because I watched them the other night and you just laugh. Like, honestly, they're just on such a tear. And Jim, I'm going to use a question that you asked me. I'm going to ask Mike in a second. But when it comes time to get yourself a house, whether you're buying, selling, or both, you need to contact the right agent. Who do we recommend? We recommend this lady right here, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you will ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up in the area, has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of the business. So when it's time to move, Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She will help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. Jim asked me a question yesterday, Mike. Or no, it wasn't yesterday. It was a few days ago. Is it possible for a team to peak too early? Like what the Avalanche are doing right now, is it 19-1-6 or some dumb thing like that? But is it possible to peak too early? Do you think so?
Absolutely. How many times did we watch the Red Wings do it? You don't win the regular season. However, I mean, I could say, however, this might be different, but I don't know, Sean. You watch them, it's not fair. It's just not fair right now.
It really isn't. No, it isn't.
And I know you really like him. And I got a couple things wrong, but one of them was when you brought up Wedgwood, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Has he played himself into a starting goalie for the Olympics?
He's such a good kid. Hey, that's a great question. Legit, that's a great question. Mike, I didn't think about that. That's why I bring Mike on, because Mike brings up all the smart things. That's a great question. Like, seriously. Oh, you poor guy. I'm just dying right now looking at you.
Oh,
Well, it's awesome to see the Avs wearing the Quebec jersey on the weekend. It is always, it's such a beautiful jersey. It brings a tear to my eye, because I can't tell you how many snowy Saturday nights I just would sit at home with baby Wood watching the Habs and Nordiques play. There's no word like baby Wood, Mike.
No, there's baby Wood, baby carrots,
Huge weekend, Michigan State. That'll be fun. Let me talk to you about the Wealth Advantage Group, and we'll get some quick thoughts on high school and then get Mike back to bed. If you're ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville, and owned by those two handsome fellas right there, two brothers with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, you're already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life. They have clients in over 20 states. Look, the investment world, it is a complex one. If you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, call my friends. I'm also a client. They're experts. Reach out to the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574 or visit their website at www.thewealthadv.com. Mike, you and I are doing the Catholic League finals this week, so I'm looking forward to that. Yes. It's a shame that we can't see Catholic Central and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They're playing right now. Last count, 2-1 CC?
Yep, still 2-1 CC, going to the power play right now.
All right. I mean, you're talking about two of the best teams in high school hockey. There's no doubt about that, and we were kind of hoping that we could see that as a final. 3-1 now. Ooh-wee. Ooh, thank you. Appreciate it. Will Northern Michigan win a game this year? I'm going to say this again because I think you know this. I became a fan of Northern Michigan because a buddy played there, and it breaks my heart, Mike, to see what's happened to Wildcat hockey in an area, as you know, that is mad about hockey. It breaks my heart to see what's happened to that. I mean, they won a national championship not that long ago, at least in our world, not that long ago. And it breaks my heart. But in case you missed it, 16 straight losses to open the season. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they got decimated by the portal and people leaving and brought. I mean, it's doesn't it really just sum up college sports right now?
Yep.
It is a shame because every time we go up there, the love for hockey is there. That area deserves that hockey program. That hockey program would be great there. I just don't understand it.
I hope they go win down in Wood County. hopefully they get a win against BG. Mike, speaking of the UP, it's been so much fun to watch from afar. What Houghton is doing, what can Jeffers, those are our hats today. What can Jeffers do? And it's nice to see Calumet jump back up. Dan Giacchino, you and I have been up there. Venerable old building. A lot of fun up there in the UP. And I always get a kick. I wish we could go up there this year. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out. But we are going to do our best when they come downstate to do a few games with the UP teams involved down in Trenton.
Yeah, I know they've been on quite a little run there. A nice little comeback the other night. So, but again, we've been saying this for a couple of years now because of what Coach told us, that we knew it was all in the middle schools, right? And they're coming up. But what it does, Sean, is it just adds Houghton, Marquette, Jeffers, Calumet. They're all there. They're all beating each other up. Someone's going to be ripe and ready by the time USA Arena comes around.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, the good thing about it is you're seeing it all over the state now, and it makes me happy as a hockey fan. You've got, Granville and BC and EGR on the west side. And, you're always interested in what Mona's doing or Forest Hills. And then obviously in the Detroit area, you got the MAHL, KLA in our backyard. Mike, it's awesome. Let's see. Will the pay for play NCAA is the CHL diminished? No, absolutely not. Don't think for a second. No, and no. No. You will still see guys. Jim, when I was working for the Whalers, I can't tell you how many guys got sent to a junior club after they got drafted by a parent club kicking and screaming. And I always felt sorry for the kids. But and I love college hockey, respect college hockey. It is still, the CHL is still, that's where it's at. That's the development league. That's exactly it, Can you guys explain the NHL schedule? Why does Gary seemingly give us 13 games one day and one game the next night almost every week?
Yeah.
Here we are. I mean, that's, yep. All right. God bless you, Mike. Feel better, okay?
I will. One last thing for everyone out there listening. Go check out the Wall Award list and the Player of the Year list if you want to see how spread out the action is from the east to the west to the north to the south in high school hockey. It's everywhere.
I have created a monster. You are just a promotional machine. Just promoting. It's so good. Yes, our inaugural Warrior Player Hockey of the Year and Wall Award list are out. I think it's on the website, and if it isn't on the State Champs website, it will be soon. But you're right. It is amazing how we've got a few guys from the UP, a few guys from the west side. We even go all the way to the other side of the state, to Marysville, to find a player. And here's the best part. I say it all the time. There are still a ton of players on there that are deserving to be on there. And there will be changes. There are always changes. And by the way, go Eskimo, see Eskimo with a Y. There are a couple of Eskimo. I will, without giving anything up, there was one Eskimo player who, if there was a next man award, if we had an 11-player award, there's a certain player that would have been on there as the 11th award. And I think that you got a pretty good goalie up there too. So he just missed. But the other guy, heck, I'll say his name. That defenseman up there, Mike Bink, is the real deal. He literally just missed our list. Literally just missed our list. But I say it all the time. There'll be changes. I wouldn't be surprised if both those Eskimos don't go on our list. All right. So fantastic. Our Olympic rink's going to look like fire on the blacktop. That's a good question. That's a really good question. Oh, would I crush people? Oh my gosh. You give me that, Mike. Oh, short space. We're just crushing people. It'd be ugly. It'd be the Panthers, right? All right. Go get some rest. Okay, pal. Todd,
I'm going to, my friend.
God bless you guys. We'll see you soon. Check us out, by the way. Saturday, State Champs Network, Local 4+. I almost said team names. I can't say team names yet. We'll just say the Catholic League Finals when we find out who's playing. Peace. Later.
What the Puck with Sean Baligian. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Always Pushing Forward by Elliot Middleton. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated Podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.